Good. All right, guys. I have something for you. Okay, actually, sorry. Good afternoon, traders. So I have something for you today, and which is amazing. So I just want to show you. I just want to show somebody here something that is very interested when it comes to the chart, and then the way that we take the chart and the way that we take the trades. So the way that we take the trades is actually amazing, and what is the most important thing before we come and analyze. Remember what I've been saying last week. I told you, okay, the Elliott wave is not a strategy. It's how we focus, and then why we use Elliott wave to focus, because of why we need to be sure and we need to understand what kind of the structure that we have. After understanding the structure, that's how we take trades. So we also have two specific strategies that we use to take the trades. Right. So remember last week it was Bitcoin and it was NAS 100, and yesterday I posted there's another setup that I posted on my free group, and it was 15 minutes. But actually on my side I don't trade 15 minutes and 30 minutes because of why these advantages of trading lower time frames. It gives you most of the time in terms of the higher time frames. You find out any time the structure it can be changed, and you are not going to be identified exactly unless if you are a real professional Elliott waver. That's how we can even trade 15 minutes. But I don't recommend even for my members to trade 15 minutes and 30 minutes because of why there's a lot of chances of losing your money. So we don't want to trade. Actually, we don't want to. We don't allow to create, or we don't want to create unnecessary losses. Right. So I just want to show you something on the Bitcoin. On the Bitcoin, this is 2 hour. The structure of the Bitcoin. The structure of the Bitcoin we are already adjusting, as you are seeing on my screen here. But before I touch on my screen, or before I started to do the analysis on the Bitcoin, I just want to show you something regarding our course, and why is it very important to understand this by on your own. Right. Why is it? Alright, it may seems like it can't show me the course condensed, but I just want to show you the course condensed, what we are really teach about and what I'm really teaching about. And everything, if you want to join us, everything is sorted. We have got already a video that even recorded from day 1 up to day 10 and explain about everything. So on our first day we should have to do the introduction of the forex, and then the second day we're talking about the participant, what we have, what kind of the participant, what we have on the forex market. We've got hedges, interbanks, all of those things. And the next thing we also have what kind of we do golden spiral, which is a Fibonacci. The second thing, fourth day, we're talking about the kind of the correction that we have in the forex market, so that every single time when you're focusing on your own, you should have to be able to determine what kind of the structure that I have and how can I adjust this structure, so that you always, when you adjust, you can be able to understand and be able to identify the structure, because that's what is very important things. Because we are not just come and label this. The first thing that we do when it comes to the market analysis, we should have to be able to identify the structure before we start to do 1 2 3 4 5 or WXY ABCD. ABC, those things are the last thing to do. So right, on the Bitcoin US dollar, it seems it can't open. I don't know why here it does not open my Slack here. I don't know why it does not open my Slack here, but I'll show you on the next video. The next video that I'm going to do, what is the most important things when it comes to our strategy, when we are not just considered with the one things. We also have 10 things that we include it on Elliott wave, and then those 10 things you should always need to apply as the way that it is. All right. So on the Bitcoin, I just want to show you something here on the Bitcoin. So I will on the Bitcoin, what I see on the Bitcoin, we have this 1 2 3. This was ABC, then that's why we're calling this one W. And then let me just take the different color, and we had this come back like this. We're calling this one X, and we have this one impulse. So the impulse, the highest level is here. It's not here where I mark with green. No, this is a part of the correction. Is not this is not the highest. The highest point is where I mark with red. Right, that's the first thing that we know. So this only thing we also teach about this one. We calling it orthodox laws and orthodox laws and the orthodox laws and highs. The orthodox laws and the highs is all about determine the end of the swing, where your swing is ended, so that you are not going to take this one as a double top. So I know some other traders, they take this one as a double top. They put a trend like this. Let me just try it. They put it and they say break and retest, and then that's not it. Right, there's always a way, a right way that is supposed to take in like that, so that you can always maximize your profit. If you take it as a double top, you sometimes you miss it, and I'll show you the reason why I'm saying you are going to miss it, because of it. It's not always playing like that, and you always wonder why. So anyway, it's fine. What I need to show you on the Bitcoin, and I'm not just here for the Bitcoin. I'm just here to showing you. Right. So the latest move is here, and it comes back like this, and it goes with another 3, and it comes back like 3. So that's why I was expecting this one to push all the way, because I was expecting this one to be a zigzag. So since I was expecting this one to be a zigzag, so it's no longer, it's telling us this is not going to be a zigzag. This is it's going to be an expanding flat, but which is fine, because of we understand all the kind of the correction that we have on the forex market. So the second thing that I should have to do, I just wanna I'm really concerned about this one, but I don't trade as lower time frame. So as lower time frame like 30 minutes and 15 minutes, like what I said. So I just need to go to 15 minutes. So on the 15 minutes, I will show you something. Sorry, on the 30 minutes. Let me just go back to the 30 minutes, and then we should have to identify the structure that we are going to get here. Right, let me just take my annotation, bring my screen here. Right, and let me take everything here. So we are here, and that's where we need to identify what kind of the structure that we have. So on my view, what I'm really seeing here, since this leg was coming down like this, it tells us this leg was ended here. All right, so let me just clear everything here. Let me clear everything here. It always telling me this leg is ended here. All right. So since that leg was ended there, let me just take something here, and with the pushes like this blue. Let me just take the red one, and then the red one, is it 30 minutes? Let me just try to squeeze it a bit so that we can see what I'm trying to explain there. Let me just squeeze it a bit. All right, yeah, let me just work on it the way that it is. Right, so there's a 2 alternative for these corrections, but since I don't trade corrections, because of why, when it comes to the corrections, there are so many alternatives that it can play, and I'll show you on the NAS 100 as well. It's also something that is very interesting, and why it's very important to understand the structure by on your side. Right, so let's go through to the, let me just take my annotation back and clean everything there. Right, we have a trend here. This is where I was expecting this one. It can reverse all the way to the upside. So since there's someone who was sent me a message yesterday and say you are saying Bitcoin it should have to push higher, but I'm already in on the Bitcoin. But that is only showing me that guy, that person, he does not understand what Elliott wave does, and why is it, and how to take structures, because of why. On my view, like yesterday's, of course I was expecting to push the upside, but remember we always deal with the rules of Elliott wave. So a rule of the Elliott wave is a rule, and a rule is a rule. We can't even changing it. Right, so take the green color, it pushes like this. Right, when it was pushing like this, let me just take the red one, and it comes like back like this, started to come back like this, come back like this. It breaks where was green move ended. So if you're an Elliott wave and you understand the rules, 2, it's not supposed to come and touch wave 1. So this is meaning to say that's how I started to disqualify the move to the upside down, because of why. Here, when we are seeing here and we are coming to this point, this one point is telling us this one, it comes this correction that was coming down, it comes and take the previous low. All right, so I was expecting this one to be a 1 and this one to be a 2, but since wave 2 it comes to touch wave 1, which meaning to say we are no longer specialized with that. All right, so the new analysis on the Bitcoin, let me just show you something here. The new analysis on the Bitcoin, that's what we should have to do. All right, the new analysis on the Bitcoin, let me just take the different color. Let me use what? Let me use blue. So it shows me, it does this, it comes by like this. Sorry, so let me just take my annotation right. It tells me it does this and it comes like this and it pushes like this one. All right, so the next thing what I'm expecting here, since I have something like this here, it seems like 1 2 3, and this one can be like this and we can take like this. I'm expecting this one to push down like this one after. Sorry, I no, I just want to explain you something, because this is going to be a complex structure. It's going to be a complex structure, a very complex structure. Right, let me just take my yellow. This is just going to be like something like this here. Sorry, I don't want to confusing you. Right, like this, and a push to the downside, and after that it is going to be pushed like this. No. Remember, I don't want to confusing you. 1 2 3. So let me just take my green, and that's how it you push high. I know what it is going to be like. It's going to be like this, and a push before we go to the downside. So we never know, it can be a zigzag when it comes to the down, or even an expanding flat, but that's fine. We are going to determine it the way that is going to play and the way that is giving us. So when it pushes like this one, I'm going to be interested on this correction. Let me just clear something here, so that I can do it in a yellow color. Right, on the yellow color, I just want to use it in a yellow color. So on the yellow color, after this one, you can do like this. Right, that's how we can take it. Right, so that's why it's very important to understand the structure, how it plays. So I just want to show you something here. We have a W here, and we have an X here, and we have a Y here, and then even on the internal blue, we also have a W here. We have a X here. We also have a Y here, and then after this one, on the green one, we also, this is A, and this is going to be our B, and this is going to be our C before it drops to the downside. All right, so I'm not just here for the Bitcoin. I just want to show you something that is very important. And why is it important to understand the structure by on your side, so that you are not creating unnecessary losses? Right, so last week I take it was Euro GBP, and I'm still on the GBP, and this week I take it was OSNZD. So I just want to show you something, that is why is it very important to understand the structure, and why should you always need to know where to exit. Right, so let me just clear everything here. I am just here for this session for the pound pairs. I just want to show you someone. This session is for the pound pairs. All right, so let me just go through to the pound pairs. Let me just clear everything here. I need the pound pairs. Okay, even before I do the pound pairs, alright, before even I do the pound pairs, let me just show you what we did on gold. We have been starting to focusing it when it was here. I don't know why my Slack does not open. The channel of the Slack does not open, but I was just want to show you why is it important to understand the structure by your own site. Right, when gold was pushing like this, I told the members, alright, this is going to just be this, and they push to the down this, and it should have to push higher. But what I see now, it's still, so we are still concerned about our structure. But guess what? Why? I just want to show you something that is very important here. I don't know what's this for. Right, so on the gold, this is gold. Let me just take my annotation tool back. Right, so the current level that we have on the gold, yes, I see this one. it pushes by. And I don't like to trade corrections like what I said. It seems this move is ended here, and what we're going to have here, it can be, was 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. And what we have here, let me just take the different color. Let me just use the different color. It does this, you can push like this before it comes to the downside and go back to the previous higher. So I'm just expecting this one to be also a very complex structure. So if it does not play like this has a two alternatives here. Remember our first trade that we take on the gold, it was here, and I just get this 1000 pips. Since it plays a corrections, I'm not going to involve myself here because of why I know there's so many alternatives when it comes to the play of the corrections. So that's why I leave the corrections and I don't trade corrections. I always concern about the impulse. So last time, I think on the around August, I take the trade here and I exit when it was here at this level, and this was almost 1000 pips, and then I leave. So this correction, I'm not going to be concerned only if it plays like this. I just want to show you where I can start to be concerned because of why when it comes to the analyze the corrections, there are so many alternatives, and when we have still, since we have got so many alternatives, because this one you can find out it can does this, and you should have to push like this, and it can even come back like this, and that's how it push. So if it comes down like this one, I'm going to be interested to only to buy and push back again and come down again, right? So since I'm saying like I'm not here for these pairs and Bitcoin and gold, I was just want to show you something that is very important of understanding the structure and why you should always be able to understand the structure by on your side, because of why every single day we should have to come and do the new analysis. And that's why we have got a course, and then after the course we also have an 2 weeks online course. After 2 weeks online course, we also have an we also have a daily webinars. What do we do on the daily webinars? It's just to repeat the same thing, but we repeat the same thing in a different ways, so that is going to be clear on your side to understand the structures and also to do analysis on your own, and even how even divergence works. Everything is going to be clear on you. So after 1 year, you are going to need me. You are going to do things by on your side, on yourself, right? Alright, so let's just move to the pound pace. On the pound pace, I've been focusing something that is very interesting, but it did not play what I've exactly expecting. So as I told you, when it comes to the corrections, there are so many alternatives. So I just want to leave this one, because it seems this week pound pace, they did not follow my analysis, and not that much on my analysis, but all the rest of the pace, it follows my analysis like what I did last week on this week on Sunday. So I'm just concerned about the pound pace. So I'm just going to run on the pound pace, and after the pound pace, that's how our session is going to be ended. So on the pound pace, all right, this is my Slack channel. I just want to show you something here before we continue to do anything. It seems it does not. Oh. Alright, I don't know why. Well, let me just try to do this here. Oh, I think it's because of this one. That's why it does not play. Sorry guys, let me just take this one out. Let me just take this one out. I just looking for the Slack. I just want to show you something that is very important, and what we did is always. I will show you this one. Oh, I don't know why my Slack doesn't want to open, but anyway, let's just continue with our analysis. It's fine. I was need to showing you where we started to focus gold and where we started to start on the pound pace. Right, so on the pound pace, like we can start it with GBP and ZD. Pound at ZD, let me just go back to the 2 hours so that you can see something that is very important. Right, on the pound pace, and this is GBP and ZD. And the pound NZD, I was expecting it, where I was expecting to push higher, but as I'm seeing now, it seems it just still developing the corrections. So since it developed the corrections, and I'm not want to involve myself on the pound pace because of their playing corrections, right? Let me check my annotation too and clear everything there. So on the pound pace, it's clear. Right. On the pound pay, we have been coming with like this, something like this, 1 2 3, and we also have coming back like this, 1 2 3, and it started to pull down. Sorry, and it started to come back like this. Meaning to say we have this, and that's why we decided to come with the 3-wave move to the downside and to this point. And then what happened, it pushes like this one, which was, this is WXY. So what I see on the pound pace, this is something like this, should just be just to be a W, and this is going to be a WX, and we're expecting this Y to come on this point. So on the pound pace, it's not going to do like drop down. I'm just expecting something to go back to take the previous highs, or it's either two alternatives of the pound pace. Let me just clear and show you the other one. The other one is, I'm saying it should have to come down like this one, and it can give us another X. It can give us this one to be a W, X, and Y before it pushes to the upside, but the trend of the pound pace is down. So that is how we need to do with on the pound pace. On the GBP card, still GBP card, right? On this GBP card, it seems it comes to the blue box magic, like what I even did. So it did not miss like that much, but since it does not play, so let me just take everything. Let me take everything here, guys. All right. So when it comes to the pound pace, on the pound pace, I was need to check my slacks here. So it seems my slack does not open. We have a 5-wave move to the upside, and it comes back like this, 1 2 3, and then now what I'm expecting here, I expect another 1 2 3 to the upside. So for the next session on the pound pace, we should have to be able to identify this is a W, and this is an X, and this is going to be our Y. So on the current level, that's where I'm expecting the pound pace to reverse. So since for the first time, all right, remember what is important is where we are. This is why we should have to understand. So last week I project like this. I was thought this one can do this, and it can push like this one, and it come back like this one to give us an expanding flat on the medium before it pushes higher. So this whole move that it comes down, I missed this small move. So but currently what I see right now, I'm seeing this is already pushes to the blue box magic. So I told you we are not just be concerned about Elliott wave, we also have two strategies that we concern. So since I use my Fibonacci to measure this, I just want to show you something that is very interesting there. So right, I take the blue box magic here to sorry, Fibonacci, it shows me okay, come back here and come back here. So on the blue box magic, I just need to this one to does this, and then started to correct and push it to the to come and take the previous high. GBP CHF on the pound CHF as well. Pound CHF, all right, on the pound CHF, all right. Let me just take this one. On the pound CHF, we had this, and we come down with this, and it pushes like this, and it comes on again with the 1 2 3, and then now what I see on it, it comes like this again, pushes like this. All right. So on the pound chief, pound chief, it cannot reverse with some other pound pairs, but since pound pairs most of the time they push together. Let me just try to do it in a different colors so that you can understand what I mean here. First, it should have to be this one. Is it 1, 2, 3? Okay, no, it's not. I should have to disqualify this analysis. So it should have to 1, 2, 3, and then let me just take the blue one. It should have to do this, and then let me just take the green one. It should have to do this. So what I'm expecting here I'm expecting something like this, at least to come and do this, and it to come down like this. And after it pushes like this, I'm also here. So it seems we can stay on this correction for the right. That's how it can push like this. So what does this mean? It's only showing us this is going to be a W here, and then this is going to be our X, and this is going to be our Y. So on the GBP SHF, that's how I'm going to taking it. So I'm still, since I'm going to correcting you on this, how to take this one, right? So the next is, lastly, it's going to be a pound US dollar. On the pound US dollar, all right, pound US dollar, I was expecting it to come at least to be this one, wave 5, but it seems, it may seems this one started to do another alternative. I did not go to wave 5 as I project, which is fine, right. So on the pound pairs, yeah, since we have a 5-wave move here, and it was pushing like this, it was pull back like this, and it started to do the other 5-wave move like this. So this was our W, and it started to do this 1, 2, 3, and this was our X, and then this is what I was expecting this one at least to come and take this previous high here. So what I see here, it also two alternatives. This one, it can start to come all the way to the downside. So since I have two alternatives, so I just want to show you something that is very, very important to understand before we do anything. Right, now we have two alternatives on the pound pairs, but which one to take? All right, let me show you something here. Let me just take this one out, and then bring back to the, I just want to bring divergence here. All right, so this is divergence. All right, divergence is here, everything's here. Elliott wave, it's here. We should have to apply. We understand Elliott wave. Okay, so since we're done to do our chart, it can only be this one. It can start to do this, and it started to correction, come down, pull back, come down, pull back, come down, pull back, come down. So this one, it can come back to the with the 11 sequence, W, X, Y, X, and it started to do this, and a Z, lastly a Z. So that's how we can manage the pound pairs. So the other alternatives that we should have to do, so always we should have to be patient with the corrections. So the correction that's going to be happening, let me just show you something here. Just want to show you something here. So since I'm expecting for the current level, I'm expecting the corrections like this. That's how we should have to. So this divergence, it should have to confirm where to go. When the divergence confirms us, okay, we are going to the downside, we are just going to take it like lower, slower, lower, until it give us an exit before it pushes to the upside. So I will show you I was like to show you the structure of the pound pairs on my Slack channel, because of everything it's posted on the Slack channel when it comes to the daily chart. So with our members, what we should have to do, we should have to wait for the pullbacks. After every single pullback, I think a pound pairs, they can still continue to the downside. Right, the second one is GBPOs. GBPOs. So on the GBPOs, all right, GBPOs, there's a move that, okay, let me just take everything here. All right, pound os, it pushes like this. Take the green color, and it started to come back like this. Let me just take the green one, and it started to do this. So when a pound pairs, they are moving to the downside. What I see here, I just have to, it seems it does this. Okay, let me just clear. Let me just take the blue one, actually the yellow one. Right, and I started to do the other side. It seems we have this. Right, what we have here, what I'm expecting on this pound, it seems, oh sorry, let me just take this one. All right, the orange one. Right, and then what is showing me us, it shows me this one can be the W, and this was on an X, and this was Y, and this was X, and we are on the Z. So I'm going to be, I'm just wait for it to give us a very right, and before it does this, that's how I'm going to managing it. So I hope you understand what I'm doing here. I'm expecting this one to be, sorry, right. So this one can be first 1 2 3 W, second 1 2 3 X, second 1 2 3 Y, second one sorry, fourth 1 2 3 X, and then the other one here, it can be a Z. So I just want to show to be able to determine what kind of the structure that is the structure that is coming down here. The structure that is coming down here, it shows me it does here, and there's a correction that I see here. So we have 1 2 to the downside here. After this, I'm going to take it to the upside. Right, so you can even see it seems all the pound pairs, they can even reversing. So before we focusing here, and we all have two alternatives on this. So why is it important to understand this? This is we calling this one divergence. And so the first thing that we should have to be confirm, number one, structure. Number two is going to be this one. Number three is going to be this one. And then we tick everything. That's how we can come. So to come back to this point, this is almost 1,000 pips. So I'm expecting 1,000 pips for the next session. I think even it can be next week, or it can be next week. Sorry, it can be this week. So that's why it's very important to understand divergence by on your side, and to understand all things that we apply on the Elliott wave, because we are not just apply Elliott wave by itself. We also have got so many things that we should have to apply. Fibonacci retracements. First thing is Elliott wave. Second thing is Fibonacci retracements, and we also have so many things that we should have to that we include on a strategy. So that's why it takes a year for you to understanding this. So after in a year, I believe that everyone is going to do it by on yourself, because of why you are no longer need me, and I'm always be there for you. And if you are joining us, you just get the full course. After getting the full course, we still continue with the live on the 2 weeks. After continuing with live on 2 weeks, we also continue like every day, Monday to Thursday. We are doing our daily webinars. After we do our daily webinars, after daily webinars, we also sending setups on like on my Slack. That's where Slack it is for. We always update like every single chat. So you are going to compare my updates on my Slack, and your updates on your own, right? And then I believe you always know, right? So let's go to the pound yen, and the pound yen. All right. So on the pound yen, let me just show you something here. Pound yen. Right. This one, I was thought it can be. It also finished like wave 5, like what I did on the pound US dollar, but since it does not confirm that, so that's why it's very important to be confirming. So this divergence just be there to confirm this our entries, because of why we are not just saying okay, this one is going to do this, and no, that's what we are not doing. We always be patient with the structure and understand what kind of the structure, and always wait for the right entries. Right. So what I see on the pound yen, what I see now, the structure that we have so far, this is only telling us So just want to take everything out here. Don't just be surprised, guys. Don't be surprised. Alright, so on the pound yen, we first 3-wave move here, and it comes with this X here. So this is W, and this is X, and this is, I was expecting a Y to be here. Alright, so it seems it reverses. It started to reverse before it reached the wave 5. So what I see on the let me just take the blue one. What I see here is this is 1 2 3, and this is another 1 2 3, and this was another 1 2 3 here, and this was another 1 2 3, and it only shows us this is 1 2 3. So is this enough? It can be like this. Let me show you something that is very, I just want to show you in terms of the degrees. Right, we have 1 2 3, and we also have 1 2 3, and also 1 2 3, and also let's just go back to the yellow. 1 2 3, and then we also, let me just go back to the blue, and 1 2 3. So it's fine. This can be our Z. So meaning to say this is going to be a W X Y X Z. So this one, it can be our Z, but there's a two alternative here. Since this Z, it looks, it's a small, or in terms of the degree, I expected this Z at least to be same degree with the W and same degree with the Y. So what I was expecting last week, I thought this one can be do this and push like this one and come back like this, so that our Z at least it's going to be here, but which is fine. We can start to go down all the way to the downside. So what is very important for the current level where we are, all right, let me just give you the tip here. All right, let me just take this one out. So if it comes like this and started to do this, take it to the upside. But if it does not do like that, and it can be something like this, it can very much push like this. It can even start to push like this, and it started to do this and push like this, and it can even give us a W. It can give us a double, which is meaning this is going to be A, B, and C. Before it comes, it drops. So every time, so if you started to do this, just know that now we are going down, or we are going all the way to the downside. Right, it can start to do this and scroll like that, scroll like that. So meaning started to give us a W, X, Y, X, and a Z, and a Z. So which is fine, no problem. We should always need to take it like the way that is going to give us. Right, so I think I'm done, guys. I will see you next time when we are doing some other pairs. So lastly, it was a, let me just check if I'm still have a time for the, okay, this is 30 minutes. Let me just check on regarding on NAS 100. I just want to show you on NAS 100. On NAS 100, there's something that is very interesting on it, and we should have to understand how we can trade it for the next sessions. So for the next sessions, it seems alright, guys, anyway, I will do the NAS 100 just only NAS 100. It's fine. This session ended here, then I'll see you when I'm going to do NAS 100. Thank you, bye.